Welcome to Trade Talk, the podcast where construction pros connect, share, and grow. Brought to you by Contractors Connect, this show dives into the real-world issues facing today's builders, on and off the job site.
Whether you're swinging a hammer, running a crew, or scaling a business, we've got the insights, stories, and expert tips to help you level up in the building industry.
I'm Sarah White.
And I'm Lindsay Lord, and together we will be talking shop with industry leaders, tradespeople, and innovators who are shaping the future of construction.
Let's get to work. This is Trade Talk. Welcome back to Trade Talk. I'm your host, Sarah. Today, I'm sitting down with Rosa Santiago Zimmerman. I sat down with her about a year ago today, and I'm excited to have her back. Rosa is with RSZ Design Development and the creator behind Build with Rosa. She even has her own series of children's books, so she's definitely a dynamic leader and a great speaker. We're excited to have her back to Built to Lead this year, and she's going to be closing the day as our capstone speaker. But today we're going to get a little preview of what she's been up to and what her speech is going to be like at the summit. So let's dive in. If you're in the construction industry and your marketing feels more like a punch list than a plan, it might be time to call in the pros. At Bespoke Consulting, we help contractors and construction businesses get noticed with branding that builds trust, websites that convert, and marketing strategies that actually move the needle. Want to grow your business without wasting time or money? Start with Bespoke. Learn more at bespokeconsulting.com. All right. Thank you for joining us, Rosa. We had such a great conversation. I think it was probably last July. And so now we're back again, and I'm kind of excited to catch up with you and see what's new.
Well, I am always happy to be back. You're awesome. You guys are awesome.
Oh,
you know that
thank you.
I'm your biggest cheerleader.
We appreciate it.
And so I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to talk about all kinds of things. So, you know, shoot. 'Cause
Yes.
I'm in for it.
Okay, so I heard you have a big announcement. So I'm dying to know what it is. Let's start there.
A little gossip, right? Is that what she wants? What is it, spilling the tea?
Yeah.
No, we do have a big announcement. You know, as you know, I'm always working on stuff. I'm always working on some new project because why not, right?
Yeah.
And so we've been working on something for a little bit over 2 years, and we're getting ready to launch, hopefully, here in July.
Okay.
And I'm excited.
Okay.
So it is a platform. It is a woman-led media platform. And it is called, drum roll, please.
Yeah.
Because you're the very few that know about this.
I know. Well, I don't know yet.
I know. It is called Superwomen Cry Too.
Okay.
And we're going to have conversations.
Yeah.
We're going to have conversations about what happens in our world. And, you know, you're a superwoman, and we're surrounded by superwomen. And the Contract Her event is going to be full of superwomen.
Yeah.
And is the conversations that we don't normally get to have, even though you and I had it
Right.
on the last
that
podcast.
I loved that conversation.
Thank you. And I always get so many compliments. They were like, oh my God, this was so great. We listen to this all the time.
Good.
And we got the same feedback at Contract Her last year. And it's the conversations that we don't necessarily have because either we don't feel comfortable.
Right.
Or we think that the other superwomen may judge.
Yes.
Or
You don't want to be vulnerable.
Absolutely. That word. Oh, my God. That's going to be all over this platform. And also because a lot of us type A personalities or just superwomen, you know, doing our thing, we don't give ourselves the space.
Right.
And so I'm so excited about everything that's coming up with that because there are going to be conversations with other women like us who just need to have that safe space, to have that permission to understand they're not the only ones feeling crazy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They're not the only ones feeling alone. And what I love about the way we're going to do the platform is the fact that we're going to do this from a real place, right? Because although I love many of the influential women that are out there talking about these conversations, The reality of it is they don't live our life.
Right. They maybe did at one point, but not right now.
Maybe, right? Maybe. I'll use Oprah as an example. Like, I love listening to Oprah, and I love listening to the Sunday school stuff and all of the above. But I'm sorry, Oprah doesn't live my life. From here, she's not running to Publix before she has to go film.
Yes.
Or, got up at 4:00 in the morning like I did to make dinner because tonight I won't be able to make dinner. So it needs to be ready. And so we're going to come from a place where most women can relate. And we're going to open the door and give that safe space and that permission for the collective to say, girl, I hear you.
Yeah.
And you're right. I'm going through that. And I thought I was the only one on, oh my gosh, I don't feel so crazy or such an outsider or so, honestly, some days with me, disgruntled, because it's like, I can't be the only person going through this.
Yes. And I think there's just so much pressure to be all things to all people, to your job, to your family, to your friends, and even to yourself. And it's extremely difficult to keep that all up, and nobody wants to admit failure.
Right.
And it's maybe not even failure, but it's just not perfection.
Right. And that's it. Right? It's being able to have that open conversation like we did last year. And again, I keep on going back to last year because you and I got to experience it together. You saw how that room lit up when we were having conversations that every single one of the 180 women in that room were like, huh, I go through that.
Yeah.
I mean, we had people crying.
Yeah, I know. I
In the
remember.
audience.
Yeah.
And, my intention is not to make anybody cry, but I do know that I go home sometimes and close the door and I want to cry.
Yeah.
Because I've had a rough day and I don't know who can relate to what I'm going to. So I'm just super excited. It's, the next phase of where the whole Build with Rosa brand is going. We started with building homes, but when I leave, this place, there's a legacy that I want to leave behind. And, we started it with Rosita because that's where the foundation.
Right. Your children's book.
Absolutely. And it's, I'm going to plug it. It's where the foundation of our lives start here. And a lot of those conversations we're going to have as women is, what started here?
Yeah.
Right? Were you first daughter? Were you taking on the world? Were you keeping quiet so that you can keep the peace?
Right.
All those conversations that are so instrumental to who we are today. And then, again, create that collective, create that space to give ourselves permission to stop being so self-destructive. Because we talked about that last year. Give yourself grace. I'm guilty.
Drop the ball, but not the intention.
Yes, like me this morning.
Yeah, no, but I love that because everybody drops ball.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's normal. You don't have to do everything all the time perfectly.
And that is such a great example, Sarah, because, I wrote it this morning on purpose, but 10 years ago, I would have never been able to admit that I dropped the ball. Yeah. I would have blamed it on someone on my team, embarrassingly and shameful enough, but I would have. And it's that growth, because we continue to grow.
Right.
Where you go, okay, you know what? No, I screwed up. Right. I should have done this. Let me fix it and let me acknowledge it.
Yes. And it makes you human and more relatable to everybody else.
And human is a big word that we're going to be using because being human is part of it. Relatable being, is part of it. We sometimes figure out and wonder, why are we so sad, or why are we so lonely, or why do we feel we're the only ones? But we've created that narrative.
Yep. Yeah.
And then we wonder why people can't see the soft side.
Yes.
And, all of this is based, I am not a therapist. I am not a psychologist. I have no intention of being one. This is just my life experiences.
And we talked a lot about that in our previous episode and how you got here and you had so much inspiration. So I encourage everyone to go listen to that if you haven't. But I love now that you're using all the knowledge that you've gained to share that with other people.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I think again, there's a legacy that I'll leave behind, and that is not, the valuables that I have and the portfolio that I may or may not have. That at the end of the day, what I leave my daughter, what I leave my children, what I leave my grandkids is a little piece of me. And hopefully, just like my mother, has given me certain gifts, hopefully the little gifts that I give them allow them to have a better life. And that continues to duplicate throughout. And I'm hoping we do the same thing for the millions of women who are out there thinking, what's going on? And especially today, right?
Yeah.
Because we have such an open place to connect, but we're not really connecting.
Yes. Yeah.
We're just pretending
Right.
we're connecting. I'm your friend on Facebook.
Right.
Let me give you a like. But that is not connection.
No, not at all.
That is not connection. And so I'm hoping this platform does that.
Want to grow your network and your business? Join Contractors Connect, the go-to networking group for professionals in the building industry. For just $400 a year, members receive 4 complimentary meetup tickets per year, a featured spot in our online directory, visibility at every Contractors Connect event, and more. Whether you're a contractor, vendor, or service pro, there's a place for you here. Join today at contractors-connect.com/memberships, and let's build something great together.
So by the time this episode comes out, the platform will be live. So how can people find it? What sorts of things are they going to see? Tell us more about what it's going to be like.
So it'll start on socials. Obviously, like in today's world, everything starts on socials. And the conversation is going to start there. And so they'll be able to go to Superwomen Cry Too on Instagram, TikTok, and all of the above, Facebook, and find us. They'll be able to go to our website. They'll be able to get nuggets, and they'll get nuggets also. And we're calling them kryptonite nuggets.
Okay.
Because it's part of the Superwoman, right? Kryptonite, we need it.
Yeah.
And so they'll get some of the nuggets through Build with Rosa, because it is one of our platforms
Right.
from that entire legacy that we want to leave behind. And then we're hoping, and that's the plan right now, that by the end of the year, by November, the podcast will launch.
Okay. Nice.
And so we've began filming for that. It'll be both on video and audio. We've got, and it'll be episode after episode once a week of the conversation. And some days it'll be just me having the conversation and just sharing experiences and sharing ideas and knowledge. And some days we'll bring in guests. And I'm so excited for the guests because, again, I am not bringing, Jada Pinkett Smith, although if she wants to come, she's welcome. I would love to have a red table.
Right.
But we are bringing other women and we are bringing men because in our environment, that perspective, that influence is so important. And we're not going to leave them out of the conversation. And, I encourage, because I know our world, right? Our construction world, our design world is a lot of men.
Right.
If men are smart, they'll be listening.
Right. Right.
Because why wouldn't you want an instruction manual? And I know you guys don't like to read them.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't you want an instructional manual that tells you, let me learn to relate to my sister, to my mom, to my wife.
Right. Or to your employee or to your boss.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so we are hoping that this opens up, again, the communication, and you can listen to what you want, whatever feels, important to you. And obviously you can skip whatever you don't want to listen to. But the plan continuing from that is to, in 2027, to open the platform to masterclasses.
Okay. Nice.
And give people the opportunity to, jump into a 3-hour masterclass that just gives you the tools that you need for whatever it is you're going through at that time.
Yes.
And the goal is to keep them low ticket because we want everybody to be able to be a part of this.
Right.
This is not just for the affluent. This is not just for the CEOs or the CEOs. This is for the mom who decided, hey, I'm going to stay home and I'm going to quit my career. And although I had a huge career, And how do I navigate that?
Right.
Right? Because she's going through something. She, now all her talk is ba, 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 goo, goo, gaga.
Yeah.
And so, right?
Yeah.
And so she's going through something. So this is for everybody across the board who wants to come in and just level up and be a better version.
I love that. And so that kind of goes back to the theme that you're bringing to our Built to Lead Summit this year. It's obviously directly related about taking off the cape sometimes. Why do you think that is important?
You know, and again, everything I share is from lived experiences. And, I grew up in a leadership role. I'm a first daughter.
Yep,
we
me
will
too.
have that conversation. Yes. Well, let's go have that conversation before we have that conversation, right? Maybe we'll have you on the show.
Yeah.
But no, it's really important because I'm a first daughter. And so, and I came from a group of women, and I think I talked about this the last time, Amazons. That's the way I see my lineage, my origin story. And so we create a persona that becomes, in other people's eyes, unbreakable.
I totally get that.
Yeah, absolutely. We create it, though, and we have to start I am taking accountability of that now, right? I created this wall or this box that tells the world, I don't need help.
Yeah.
What? Rosa, she's got it.
Right.
Oh, don't worry. She crossed every T and dotted every I.
Yeah.
But then I went behind closed doors and I'm
overwhelmed.
Fell apart.
Yeah.
And I felt, I won't give in too much about it, but I fell apart.
Yeah.
I went behind closed doors and I was like, what is happening in my world? I don't want to do this anymore. And so that's the take the cape off.
Yep.
Because
well, it sounds like I need to come and sit and listen to that.
trust me, I'm going to send you all of them. Here you go, Sarah. Here you go, Sarah. They apply to everyone. Because even if you're not, and I mentioned type A a lot because that is my personality, right? But even if you're not a type A personality, women, we are engineered to take on everything, right? We can cook and clean and take care of the kids and answer a call and get on a Zoom and send the email and follow up on the text and still figure out how to put on our red light mask at the end of the day. Yeah. Right? That's the truth. Yeah. Women, we do that. And so that's what the conversation that we're going to contract her with is how do we learn to take this cape off? How do we lead without the cape? Yeah. Because the cape puts us in a box where we're lonely and we're sad and we're by ourselves. Yeah. And we don't have the support, not because maybe our partners don't want to give it to us.
They think we don't need it.
They think we don't need it. And we, and I'm speaking for me, created that monster. Yeah. And how do we find a different way to do that? Right. And not feel guilty. Right. Right? Because we talked about that again last year. Not feel guilty about, oh, wait, is it okay for somebody else to step in? Right. Because we also carry, as first daughters, we also carry that guilt. Right. Like, okay, I have to handle everything so nobody else gets inconvenienced. Right. At whose expense? Right. Yeah. So we don't want to give it, way too much because we need every woman to be out there.
Yes, I'm excited. You definitely get your ticket for September 10th if you haven't already. Get your ticket.
I'm coming after you anyway, so be on the lookout for my email.
So what are some of the things that you've realized and put in practice that make leadership a healthier experience?
We've talked about this again, OCD and ADD about my schedules.
Yes.
I am the queen of boundaries. If it's not an absolute yes, then it's a no. And so, I'll give you a perfect example. Yesterday, I get up at 4. That's intentional. And, are there days that I don't get up at 4? Of course. Right. I don't set up an alarm. My body gets up at 4. But I got up at 4, and I have a routine, and I live by my routines. And I'm at a different phase in my life, right? I don't have little kids that have to go to school and I have to make breakfast and prepare lunch boxes and drop off in 7 different places. But that still doesn't mean that I didn't do this when I did, you know. And so I get up and I do my red light therapy. That's 30 minutes. And then I get up and I do my vitamins or my peptides or whatever I'm doing for the day. And then I go ahead and I do my functional training. That's 20 minutes. And then from there, I go and I ride my bike. And that's usually 35, 40 minutes. And then I come in.
And then everyone else wakes up.
So yesterday, by 6:02, I had already done all that. And so, and is it because, I don't know, it is not because I'm trying to be better than anybody else. It's because that's my peace.
Yep.
Right? Those are the elements of my peace, of my quiet.
Right.
Then I come in, I take a shower, and I have my breakfast and whatever. But by 8 o'clock, I have done more than most people have done all day long.
Yeah.
But that is intentional because that's what gives me peace of mind.
Whether you're building from the ground up or adding the perfect finishing touch, Coastal Brick and Stone brings craftsmanship and creativity to every project. From natural stone to pavers and outdoor living spaces, their expert team helps turn your vision into lasting curb appeal. Thank you, Coastal Brick and Stone, for supporting the conversation and the construction community. Learn more at coastalbrickandstone.com.
I'll tell you another one, and we're implementing this in our framework and in our ecosystem right now. I was having a conversation with Brittany, and we were talking about certain things. And obviously, she comes from corporate America. So she's like, well, you know, our Monday meetings. And I was like, no. And she was like, what do you mean? I said, no Monday meetings. And she's like, I don't understand, right? Because in corporate America, what do? Monday meetings. Everybody wants to have a Monday meeting. I said, our meetings will be on Thursday. And she was like confused.
Yeah.
And she's like, why? And I said, because here's the thing. When people leave our ecosystem, I want them to leave our ecosystem.
Right.
I don't want anybody to be sitting on Saturday going, oh my God, did I do this? Oh my gosh, did I do this? Oh my gosh, did I do this? No. Thursday, we have that meeting. We figure out what's a fire. On Friday, I don't work on Fridays. Sometimes I do behind the scenes. But I don't work on Fridays. But on Fridays, you organize your schedule.
Prepare your week ahead.
And you leave that there ready for Monday. So we don't talk on Monday. We may have a, less than 30-minute catch up or this happened or whatever. And it was so hard for her to understand that. But I needed to convey that in our firm, people come first.
That's great.
60% people, 40% structure, operations. Because if my people are unhappy, they're bringing their unhappiness into my world.
Absolutely.
And I'm not an unhappy person.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's very important to be able to look in the mirror, not only professionally, but personally, and go, what works in this ecosystem?
Right.
What is it that we want from this person coming in? And how do we achieve that? And I'm not a Google. I can't have, pool tables and pods and, ping pong and the golf, the ice cream cart.
Yeah.
But where can I get to where my people are happy and my people are looking at their goals and saying, I fit in this puzzle. So those are things that we implement that are really important and that, I want to share with the women, because just because corporate America has done this the same way for, 250 years, right? That's how long we've been in America.
Yeah. Well, and it's breaking people.
Absolutely. And, and I see it. I see it every single day. I see how people are so taxed and overwhelmed, and they're running around like chickens with their head cut off. And it doesn't mean I don't have bad days, but I'm the queen of boundaries when it comes to how does this affect me?
Yeah.
And how do I from this affect my ecosystem?
Right.
And if I do, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always just try to say, let's take the temperature down. And I always say, this is PR, not ER. And I mean, we're not saving lives here.
Yes.
So this is a big emergency. I get that, but nobody's dying. So let's take it down a notch and we'll figure it out.
You're so funny. I used to tell my kids, that's so funny that you say that. I'm going to send this podcast to both of them because I used to say to them with the phone when the phones came out, and I didn't want them at the table. And of course, it would ring over here and they would be like,
yes.
And I'm like, are you on call?
Right. Yeah.
Are you delivering a child?
Yeah, exactly.
Then sit down.
I know.
Because you do not need that phone.
Yeah, I know. I see it all the time. It's like your phone can be buzzing over there for 30 or 45 minutes. Nothing crazy is going to happen. You can wait. It can wait.
And talk about boundaries, right? Because I'm going to tell you, mine doesn't buzz. If anybody needs me 911, call 911. Right?
Yeah.
There is nothing I can do quicker. I'm here.
Right.
And so my phone doesn't buzz. The other day it did an update and all of a sudden I was getting bling, bling. And I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
What is happening? I turn it off.
Yeah.
My phone doesn't buzz.
Yeah.
It's and I think it's disrespectful because again, we're not connected.
Right.
Right? If I'm here having this conversation with you, I want to be present for this conversation. Yeah. I don't want bzz, bzz.
Yeah.
And if anybody has a meeting with me, I'm like, please turn it off because my ADD, I'm going to be like, I can't concentrate.
Yeah. I think boundaries is huge, especially as a business owner. It's harder as an employee, but as a leader, if you can put that in place and model it, that's great for your team.
Yes. Well, and I think as an employee, it's not as hard as we may think. Obviously, yes, you report, right? But there's also a way to be able to bring forth those ideas if you can prove that those ideas will actually cause a positive effect in the environment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you know, I shared this the other day with someone. Brittany's very good at having blocks. She blocks. Mm-hmm. This is Rosa's block. So Rosa, when Rosa needs Brittany, she goes to the calendar and I go, Rosa block, where can I fit myself in? Uh-huh. For her, that's a non-negotiable. I cannot reach out to Brittany on a non-Rosa block. And mind you, if there's an emergency, I'll text her.
Yeah.
But operations is not an emergency unless, you know. And so I said this to someone else in our team. I said, hey, you may want to emulate what Brittany is doing. Yeah. Because this particular person is one of those that they themselves feel like a chicken with the head cut off. They feel that way. And I said, why don't you try this? They tried it a week. They're so excited.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
They are so excited. They're like, oh my gosh, because nobody puts anything on their calendar.
Right.
She even has blocks for working. Mm-hmm. Like, this is my working block, not available.
Right.
Because how many people work, you know, not necessarily in our environment, but in corporate America, where Monday through Friday is meeting after meeting. And I'm like, when are you working?
Yeah.
Well, you know, in between. How? Yeah. I couldn't function.
Yeah. There's not a lot. I used to be in corporate America, and there's so many meetings. And then it's like, when am I actually going to get this work done?
Yeah. And so I think if it's offered, you know, in a way that shows the change, or if you implement it yourself, you know, as an employee, maybe you go ahead and block your calendar.
Right. Yeah.
Then.
That's a great tip.
We're back for year 2 at the Emerald Grand for Built to Lead.
And this year's summit is bigger, bolder, and better than ever.
If you're a woman in the construction industry or one of the many professions that supports it, this is the one event you don't want to miss this year.
Join us September 10th at the beautiful Emerald Grand for Built to Lead, a one-of-a-kind leadership summit designed to inspire, empower, and connect the women in the construction industry.
Hosted by Contract Her Connect and powered by Contractors Connect, you'll hear from incredible speakers, make meaningful connections, and leave with tools to grow your career and business.
Your experience begins before the summit even starts at the Contract Her Social.
Enjoy coffee, brunch bites, a mimosa bar, professional headshots, curated networking, and interactive experiences designed to help you connect from the moment you arrive.
Plus, enjoy a live Trade Talk podcast, engaging breakout sessions, and networking that continues long after the final session ends.
Tickets are on sale now, but seating is limited.
We'll see you September 10th at Built to Lead.
So I'm so excited to hear more about Rosita's design adventures. Do you have what's going on with Rosita?
Rosita is just making the rounds. The book is still there. We're promoting it throughout pretty much everywhere. We keep on tracking. Last year we had a goal and we missed it, of creating a map to see where Rosita's at. And so Rosita's been all over the world. We do know that, which is great. We never created the map. Maybe in 2027 we will. But we've been talking to a company. We've been doing this for over a year, about animating Rosita. We just ran some tests, and they're on socials now, with our Christmas in July campaign.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Nice.
We'll see.
And Build with Rosa, what's happening there? Are you still continuing your design work?
Yes, we're still continuing our design work. We've got a project in the works that I'll have to come back a third time to announce that. This is going to be my announcement place.
Yes.
But we've got a project in the works that we are so excited about as well. And once that's presentable to the world, I will say it's here.
Okay.
It's a project here in Walton County.
Nice.
So I'm super excited for that, and I cannot wait to share that once we get the
green light.
The green light, the
Nice.
check mark. So
Okay, so the last thing I want to ask you, because last time you were here, you said that you do a solo trip every year, and that's a big part of you recharging.
Yes.
So do you know where you're going this year?
I don't. One of the places I want to go to. So I'm a Halloween freak.
Me too.
I love
Halloween.
You know what? Sarah and I are going to go on a Halloween trip. That's what we're doing.
Yes.
And I always decorate my house. Every year's a new theme.
Yeah.
I have 27 totes.
Oh my goodness.
I actually have a storage unit for my Halloween and Christmas. But anyway.
I do too, actually.
I am not a hoarder.
Yeah.
But the subdivision that I'm in, my investment home that I'm living while I build, is not very Halloween-y.
Yeah.
Right? And so past 2 years, I was like, you know what? I am done decorating for these group of people
who
that don't
care.
appreciate it. Yeah. Right? And mind you, we've gotten around as in, oh my God, we got to go to that house, right? But it's not the way I would want it.
Right.
So I decided no more decorating. So I want to do a trip this year somewhere spooky.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Like Salem or something like that?
Salem or, one of those Halloween places that I can
How
go to.
fun.
So that's...
I love Halloween too. It's just so fun to me.
Yes. And I like gory Halloween.
Me too. Yeah.
I this whole, unicorns and rainbows.
No. It needs to be, no.
Yes.
Well,
and so...
Orange and black.
Absolutely. So, I have like all my animatronics, Ring Around the Rosie, and the girls are like have holes in their eyes and stuff. Fun. So when we move to the new house, then there will be a standing Halloween party every year. So then I will do it, and then people will have to come.
Well, I'm excited to see that.
But I decorate a month before, like I start planning everything. So and we change it every year.
I don't change mine every year, but I
must.
But I always add on. But I am just like already it's almost July 4th, and I'm like, I'm over it. I'm over summer. I'm ready for fall. Let's get the Halloween stuff out.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to. I looked into Salem already, and those things are booked a year in advance. Yeah. But if I'm not able to do that, I haven't decided yet where I'm going to go. But I'm going somewhere.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some haunted places somewhere.
Yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure. So, yeah.
All right.
But I will normally my trip is in January.
Okay.
So that's usually, it's the quiet time right after Christmas and all the above. And then I usually take my trip in January. So I'll go somewhere in January.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see where you go. And thank you so much for joining us today. This has been great. If you haven't already gotten your ticket for the Built to Lead Summit, please do that at www.contractors-connect.com. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning into Trade Talk, powered by Contractors Connect, where construction pros connect, share, and grow.
If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your crew.
Until next time,
Stay sharp
stay safe,
and keep building.